Yeah, thanks for being here. Just kind of a recap of last week. I'm really proud of the players. They played really, really hard and really, really well. Um, I think we all think it's a game we should have and could have won. Um, and we're working on correcting those things. But I'm really proud of them. This week coming up is a huge game for us. Georgia State is undefeated. Um, Beat Connecticut last week, pretty pretty good, and beat Rhode Island in their opener in a closer game. But big is a huge game for us. So we have to have a good week of practice, and it's good to be home. Home is always good for us. So we're happy to be playing in front of our fans. So that's it.
Any questions, Mr. Bailey?
Coach, you mentioned on Niners Live last night every position on the offense was up for grabs for starters this week. Will you talk to us about what that means for the quarterback battle with Jalen Jones, Trexler Ivy, and the others in the room?
Well, I should have said that every position on the team is up for, you know, performance and practice, because that's really the way it is and should be. I don't want to put too much spotlight on the quarterback position, because I think Jalen played well against Maryland. Jalen made some really good throws against Maryland and some really good runs against Maryland. We just need to convert some more third downs and get some points out of those drives. We score on the first drive, and then our defense scores. We're up 14-0, and then we go 8 series without scoring any points, and so we're close. We're right on the we're at the lick line. I mean, we're really close to our offense getting to where our defense is. But there's nothing like competition. So, like, if Jasper has a bad week, Jasper will not be starting. Right?
Of course, and I wouldn't expect it any other way.
Good. So that's how we are with that.
Jeremy?
This is for Jasper. Last week we had Kevin Williams, and we talked about how week one was kind of a feel-out game, for the team. How did you guys feel after this week too? Are you guys feeling even more comfortable heading into this Georgia State?
I think we are, yes. We have just gotten closer and closer as an offensive line unit and just as an offense in general and as a team. But offensive line-wise, we're really starting to get to that point where we know when we're wrong and we know when each other or everyone else is wrong. And we will coach each other up and we will be, okay, yeah, like you're right, I could have done this instead of that, or I could have used this technique instead of this. And it's a lot of self or interior coaching on the O-line that's making us all a lot better.
Nick?
Coach, despite one win, one loss, uneven in the results column, do you feel like on both sides of the ball you've seen your identity show up in these games?
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, we're 1-1, and there's no moral victories, right? I mean, there are no moral victories. But I'm really pleased with our football team. I mean, we played a really good football team Saturday, and believe me, everybody that was in that stadium and watched that on TV knows that we had a chance to win that game, and Maryland knew they were in a game. I think our defense is really playing well, but you can't play 74 snaps, right? I don't care who you are. You play 74 snaps, you're going to get tired. And offensively, I thought we ran the ball really well against Maryland. I mean, we just, and we ran it at their Okie front too. So, which is their 5-man front, which is a front to take away the run. We really did well running the ball there. We just have to convert more third downs, and I'm confident we'll start doing that. And then when we convert them, we have to make sure that they don't get called back. So, but I do think you're seeing the kind of character of our team. We want to be really good on coverages, and Maryland's dangerous on returns. We did a great job covering kicks. Offensively, we're very physical running the football. Our receivers played much better. Our tight ends are really good. Our backs run hard. Both quarterbacks had nice nights. Again, we gotta, and I'll say this: players win games, not coaches. But coaches can, lose games. And the mistake I made it was 14-3. We had the ball, I guess, around, I think, the minus 40 something. I can't remember exactly. And it was 4th and like 4. And we were going to draw them off sides. We tried to draw them off sides, then we're going to take a timeout and decide whether we were going to go for it. And in hindsight, I didn't take the timeout. I let the clock expire, and we punted it. We wound up punting it into the end zone. But I thought, thinking back on that, I think that was a mistake on my part because we had momentum. It was 14-3. We kind of had them on their heels. Take a shot. Our defensive coaches came up to me. Coach Oz came up and said, "Go for it," and I should have listened to him. So, but here's what I do think. I think we got a really good football team, and we just got to make sure that we focus week to week to week. And this is a huge week.
Jeremy?
Kind of going off of what Coach said, this is for Dante. Coach was talking about the good coverage. I know you didn't have the interception for the pick six, but could you just talk about that play and what was going on and what the secondary and what the linebackers are all talking about when you guys are trying to cover?
I would say just as a defense and as the back seven, just like we all we all enjoy playing with each other. So we listen to each other, make sure we on the same page, and we just go out there and just play hard and do what Coach Oz says, and just go out there and just have fun. So I say that's really.
I think we covered great on Saturday, right? I mean, this kid playing quarterback from Maryland is an elite player, and they have elite receivers. And I thought we covered great. I thought at the end we didn't. We were gambling a little bit at the end. We were tired a little bit at the end, but I thought we played great in the secondary.
Hunter?
This is for Dante. I'm kind of looking forward to Georgia State. They ran the ball 45 times, only threw the ball 15 times. I'm sure there were some drop-back scrambles in there. But knowing you're going against a formidable rushing attack with a quarterback that's also going to rush, how does that change your job as a defender, as a corner? It's also, obviously you have to stay in your zone or your man, but keep your eyes on that quarterback as well.
Yeah, I would say, this week we just gotta focus on doing our job and not the next man's job. Just trying not to make every play that we're not supposed to make. So, that's what mistakes happen. So we just gotta stay disciplined and let our front do what they do, let our linebackers do what they do, and stay in our zone, and we'll be good.
They can throw it though now. I mean, they're averaging about 190 yards a game passing. They've got a good group of receivers, and the quarterback he's exceptional, and he's accounting for some absurd amount of yards per game. He and the tailback together account for like 410 yards a game. So, I mean, it's going to be a difficult test on defense because he can throw it, and both he and the tailback can run it.
Coach, you have a lot of experienced players on this team. Can you talk about the younger guys like Cameron Howard, who was the first 49er to have interceptions in their first 2 games, and how the younger guys can keep growing this season?
Yeah, we've got good young players too, which is great for the future. Cam's a really good player. We're playing 2 freshman running backs too a lot. We're playing a freshman slot guy. We're playing a lot of guys that have a lot of eligibility left on both sides of the ball, and our recruiting's going very well too for next year. So, the younger players will, what we tell them is do your job in practice. Don't worry about reps. Do your job because your number will get called. And when it gets called, if you do your job, it gets called more and more often. So a guy like Cam Howard, and then Kelman and Robinson and Thomas, those guys. I mean, their numbers are getting called, and they should get called because they're making plays.
Coach, you mentioned after the game on Saturday that despite being just 2 games in, you felt like this third game you're at the precipice of the season. So can you just elaborate on how important this upcoming game is and just what it means to the team?
It's the most important game because it's the next game, right? And we got to win, and we want to win. We're preparing to win, and that's just how we approach everything. Like every week is the precipice of the. I said the same thing to the team at Maryland. There's just got to be a sense of urgency, and I think we came out and played 45 minutes with a sense of urgency. But we got to play that way. And this team Saturday is a quick starting team. They're averaging. They're scoring a lot of points in the first quarter of games. So we got to match that kind of intensity, and so big game for us though. Big game.
Mr. Solarte.
For Jasper, Mike Solarte, Spectrum News 1. You're hearing so much talk today about how well the defense is playing and how the offense is finding its way. Do you guys feel as a unit maybe a little bit of pressure to kind of hold your end of the bargain up to produce and give those guys a chance to get maybe a second cup of Gatorade as you're trying to put together drives and put points on the board?
I mean, yeah, of course, when you have a defense as good as ours, you just got to be able to perform. When we're out there, like Coach said, we had 8 straight drives where we didn't do anything, and we need to perform better, and all of us, because we're a good offense, and we're like Coach said, we're this close. There's one guy who's not doing their job on every play, and I was that guy a couple of times on Saturday, and it happened, but we just need to focus on doing your job every single play, and nothing more, nothing less, and just do what you're coached to do, and then we're going to succeed.
You guys feel like you're coming together a little bit better week by week, practice?
Yeah, I can definitely tell that just even over fall camp, as we were here at 12, 13 hours a day, was just with everyone and talking and hanging out, and all these guys from different walks of life really just coming together and getting closer, and we're really starting to become a brotherhood, and we're going to be able to take on anything that's thrown our way this year.
Hunter.
This is for Dante. I want to ask you about Jairus Mack. First 100-yard game this past Saturday. Obviously, you've lined up against him in practice a lot. Talk to us about his game and kind of how you've seen him grow since you got here.
He's definitely stepped up when it's needed. He's a good player. He works hard. Always strive, never settle. So, just having him and just him showing up, that's really important for us as a football team, as a unit. So, really appreciate him.
And actually, Jasper, were you added to that too, obviously, in the huddle with you, plays like that?
I mean, yeah, what I've noticed, he's a leader in the wide receiver room. He's one of the older guys, and so he's helping a lot of the younger guys really find their way and just figure out what it is to be a college football player. And he's doing a great job this year, and I think he's going to do even better things in the upcoming weeks.
Jeremy.
This is a question for Coach and Dante. Week 1 was South Carolina State, but you guys faced, like you said, a formidable opponent in Maryland. The defense was able to hold up for a long period of that game. Can you talk about what the defensive mindset is after that game, saying, okay, now we can hang with these types of teams. We know where we're at, and we can really compete in this AAC conference.
You want to take that first?
Yeah, I would say, after that game, clearly we looking to bounce back, but it wasn't no surprise to us that we can hang with them because we know we can. We just playing Coach Oz defense, we trust the process, so we just go in and just keep our head down and just grind. So we not we're just gonna continue to get better. We don't ever settle. So that's really what it is.
Well said. Well said. Look, we talk about complementary football a lot with the players, and you gotta win in 3 phases. And we've been saying this since the spring, but we are elite on defense. There's no doubt about that. We're getting really, 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 really close on offense. I think the guys on offense are about sick and tired of answering questions like yours, quite frankly. But I get it. And heck, that's why you go to work, right? And that's why Mike pays me the huge bucks. It falls on me to get them ready, and we'll get them ready. And this football team is really close. It is really close, and I am of good cheer about these guys. I really am. I mean, look, I've been coaching a long time, and there have been week threes where I've been thinking, holy smokes, like what the heck is going on? And I don't feel that at all with this crowd.
Coach, I want to ask you about some injuries on the defense. Jalar Harley, Des Morgan didn't play Saturday, and then Julius Welshaw went down. Will you just talk about, I guess, the availability of some of those guys?
Can I even speak about that? What is the rules on that?
You can. You can.
I don't want to speak about it. Jalar's out for the season. Okay, so he won't be back. Des will play this week. He's good, and Juice is good too. So we are going into this week really healthy. We were not healthy totally last week, but we are, with the exception of Jalar this week.
Follow-up.
Yeah, this is not a follow-up, but another question for all three of you guys. First road trip of the season, obviously you get to spend a lot more time with your team on the road. What was that experience like, obviously getting to go to College Park and travel as a team for that first time? I guess we'll start with Jasper.
I mean, it was a business trip, and we all treated it as such, and we were there in the hotel Friday night and went to go see our team movie, and then went back, had some meetings, and went to sleep, woke up ready to go that next day. Just a couple more meetings, breakfast, lunch, and just really with that mindset of it's game time. Like, we're about to go out there and perform. And unfortunately, we didn't perform to our standards, and we didn't come out with the ending that we wanted, but we're going to fix it, and it's going to be a completely different week this week.
I would say, we always, embracing the moment, especially the dudes that, that's on our team that's from that area. But we all, understood that what we came there to do, and we was all focused and dialed in into the game plan. And so, just going to war with them guys, it's just, it's a good feeling just knowing that I'm gonna get their best. So.
It was always good to go home. Great to see. I had a lot of family members there. It was great, and friends. Great to see all of them. But it was a business trip. I spent probably 20 seconds with my family, and I was on the way out. There were two things on the trip that I would like to change. Obviously, first was a win, and second was the movie. The worst movie I've ever seen in my life. And some of the kids loved it, and I don't get it. So it was about a giant shark that, ate everybody. And then when that got boring, a giant octopus showed up and ate everybody. It was the worst movie I've ever seen. So
I think it was the Meg 2 or something like that.
Meg 2. So we're screening movies now. I told our DFO, Nick Decker, I have to approve the movies.
Reggie.
First for Jasper and then for Dante. When you look at this defensive front, what do you see and what do you feel like you better be buttoned up on? I know the answer is simply everything, but a couple specifics. And then Dante, for you, when you look at this group of receivers, same kind of concept.
So this front, we've noticed that they're good players. I mean, everyone you play at this level is going to be a good player, but these guys play with a high motor, and you're going to have to sustain blocks and stay on those and make sure that we're doing just our job. And I know we can do it, and we just got to make sure that every single guy does their job every single play, and then we'll have the outcome that we want.
I would say for the receivers, they all work hard and just go out there and just try to do their job, every day, and just for that, our group of receivers, we can really make, some really good plays, what I'm saying, when we put them in position to.
He means the Georgia State receiver.
Oh, you talking about Georgia? I thought you talking about, all right, my bad. Georgia State, I would say, they got a couple guys that they like to, throw the ball to. and like get into open space and which we got a game plan for. But just we just got to go out there and just do our job. So I really just say that. But they like to just hide stuff and concepts and stuff like that, and to try to get their best receiver the ball. Rather if it's deep or just get first down, like just certain stuff like that. I would say that.
Jeremy?
Coach, you mentioned how Coach Osborne kind of came up to you and said, "Go for it" on that fourth down. Can you talk about your relationship with him and what you've seen from him so far this season with his defense?
Yeah, so I have a great relationship with all of our coaches. I've known Oz since we were together at Michigan, and he's an excellent football coach, and kids love playing for him. I have a tremendous amount of confidence in him, as I do Mike Miller and all of our coaches. So it's a good feel in the staff, I think. I mean, would you guys say that, feel that? Can you guys tell that?
Yeah, playing for Coach Oz, he just gets you fired up like any day of the week. It could be rainy, sunny, snow. He's still gonna be the same person. He brings energy that's like really, really effective, and just it makes all of us really want to run through a wall. So I would say like he's a really great coach, and he loves us, and he just wants the best for us, and he's gonna push us every day, no matter what we do.
Hunter?
This is a non-football question, but I do want to ask. You did your gender reveal here on the field before South Carolina State. Will you talk about that moment, I guess, with your wife?
I did, yeah, and I'm happy to say I'm having a baby girl due in January of next year, and I couldn't be more excited. And for those who don't know, I wore a pink headband and went out there and surprised her with it, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. Just sharing that with the woman that I love the most in this world, and it's amazing, and we couldn't be more excited.
Attaboy.
Do we have any other questions, or
Do
is
you have
that
a name for the baby? Like,
It's a close second, but I think we have one, but
You cannot say.
I don't know if I could say it. My wife might be a little upset with me, so.
He's fairly newly married. He's just figuring the whole thing out still. You never say that.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
See
Thank you.
Saturday.
Thank you.